I've learned quicker and more efficient ways of using Excel and new ways that I can use the data that I've collected to be able to tell better and more complex library stories. How do you plan to apply what you've learned to enhance your performance in your current work environment? I plan to use my skills to show the strengths in our library's programs, but also to find places that can use more attention. The ability to use pivot tables to find hidden gems to pay closer attention to can be very valuable.
Hi, I'm John Morgan, our gas planning engineer for City of Mesa. Throughout Roops' Excel course, I have learned many essential skills. Prior to this course, I believe I had an intermediate understanding of the technical aspects of Excel. However, I knew there was more to Excel than what I was seeing on the surface. Therefore, I'd like to talk about some of the highlights of this course for those who are in a similar position. Before this course, I always struggled to print out my Excel sheet. Usually I'd hit print, and all my cells would end up on different sheets and look messy. I never realized how much depth there was when it came to formatting. Roops taught us how to properly fit our sheets, add footers and headers, and make our sheets look neat and tidy. Now I feel like I could print professional sheets with ease. It's a night and day difference. One of my favorite parts of this course is all the skills that I learned to enhance the presentation of my spreadsheets. Roops taught us how to utilize conditional formatting, what-if analyses, data validation, and macros. I've already been incorporating these functions into some of my upcoming submittals to improve user interaction and clarity of my spreadsheets. Lastly, I greatly appreciate the depth that Roops went into on some of the more complex functions. I feel more ready to use the pivot table, 3D maps, slicer, and timeline functions than I had been before. This is one course I would definitely recommend for all beginner and intermediate Excel users at City of Mesa. I hope that there is a level 2 course in the future that goes more into depth on add-ins, advanced macros, Access, Power Query, Power BI, and more advanced functions.
My name is Colton Walker, and I'm going to be answering a couple of questions about the City of Mesa Excel course that I've been enrolled in. So my professor, Roops, asked me to answer 2 questions. The first is, what new skills or knowledge have I gained from this Excel course? So one of the most impactful things that I've learned in class is simply the tab grouping. And honestly, I'm surprised that in the many, many years I've used Excel that I didn't know about the tab grouping. But simply being able to select multiple tabs and make changes across all of them has already saved me a lot of time at work in my job. The other skill that I can see me helping a lot in future projects is the ability to make macros. So macros, whenever I've heard that term, it's kind of been a little intimidating to me. But after creating those simple buttons and creating a dashboard in class, I've come to realize that it's really not all that complicated. And it does add a level of, I think, professionalism. And they just look really nice in a presentation. So I can see that creating dashboards and using macros will definitely be something that I'm interested in using in my professional role. The second question that Roops asked is, how do you plan to apply what you've learned to enhance your performance in your current or future work environment? So I just discussed that a little bit, but I'll add one more thing here. So my boss regularly has me run SQL queries and export them into Excel and then analyze that data to present to her or to put together information that she can then share with others throughout the city. I know the skills that I've learned in this class will allow me to put together a lot more professional looking reports for her, and being able to incorporate other things like the spark lines. I thought those were really neat and a good addition to any report or project, as well as the macros again. Those look both very professional and impressive when you incorporate those. So thank you again, Professor Roops, for the fun class. I've thoroughly enjoyed being in it. And thank you.
Hi, my name is Tanya Caruso with the City of Mesa. I have been fortunate to have taken this Excel class through Mesa Community College under the direction of Professor Roops. Professor Roops asked 2 questions from her students. What new skills or knowledge have you gained from this Excel course? Though I knew the basics of Excel and enjoyed working with the software, I was only tapping into a fraction of its capabilities. With this class, I've learned there are several ways to gain the same outcome, to navigate and create an Excel workbook using keyboard shortcuts, the mouse, and the ribbon options. A few of my favorite skills learned are formulas, pivot tables, creating, selecting, updating, and navigating simultaneously between multiple worksheets, creating professional-looking charts and macros. The second question, how do you plan to apply what you've learned to enhance your performance in your current or future work environment? I hold an administrative role with the city, so skills having to do with planning, organization, and communicating information clearly are very important to my job. Immediately, I've been able to update current workbooks with my new skill set. I now understand how to read formulas, create pivot tables, create multiple worksheets, and now I will create new professional workbooks with these. Thank you for this opportunity to enhance my job skills in an environment with my peers. It was a collaborative, educational, and fun experience with Professor Roops at the helm. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Mike Gonzalez, and I'm with the City of Mesa Water Resources Department in water distribution, or simply in water construction. Roops tasked us with answering 2 questions to conclude this class. The first was, what new skills or knowledge have you gained from this Excel course? I answered that with, coming into this Excel class, I came in with an open mind and a sponge ready to learn. I did not have really any familiarity or knowledge with using Excel. However, I've learned many new skills such as using formulas, functions, and data analysis tools such as pivot tables, charts, conditional formatting, and using features like VLOOKUP, SUMIFs, and other tools to help organize and interpret information more efficiently. The simple things that I've learned that have already helped me right off the bat are simply grouping sheets together and the ability to drag horizontally and vertically to fill out a column or row, which saves a ton of time. The second question was, how do you plan to apply what you've learned to enhance your performance in your current work environment? My answer would be, currently I do not use Excel that often in my work environment, as we dabble in things underground such as fire hydrants and water valves and water service lines. We're not really in the office or on the computer too often. But I will say that it will help me with creating budget sheets to keep track of work orders and the issuance of DOs and POs for third-party contracting in the future, all while expediting the process and keeping a clear, streamlined reporting process along the way. But in the long term, I intend to use this knowledge gained by adding to my resume so that I'll be more likely qualified for positions that I may not have been previously to taking this class. Overall, I will still consider myself pretty green in Excel. However, I am thankful for Roops and for this class for giving me a foundation to build upon. Thank you.
Hey, Roops. Oh, it's come to this. I'm really going to miss you. But before I get into the questions, I just wanted to say it's been a pleasure getting to know you, learning from you. I really appreciate how you introduce new concepts and made the learning process both engaging and enjoyable. So I really appreciate you for that. As far as the questions go, what new skills or knowledge have you gained from this Excel course? Well, through this Excel course, I've strengthened my foundation in using formulas, functions, and data analysis tools like pivot tables. The lessons have helped me organize, interpret, and present information more efficiently and accurately, both in my personal projects and my professional work. So I appreciate you for that. Number 2, how do you plan to apply what you've learned to enhance your performance in your current work environment? Well, I plan to apply these Excel skills and to improve data accuracy and enhance how I review, analysis, or analyze information that's shared with me. By incorporating more advanced functions, I'll be able to identify trends more effectively and make informed data-driven decisions that support my team's goals and broad objectives of the groups I collaborate with. I wish you nothing but the best, and hopefully our paths will cross sometime in the future. Thanks much. All the well.